Hi everyone, my name is Alex and I'm one of the co-founders here in Hasty AI. I'm very excited today to launch Hasty on Product Hunt. Before we go into the product though, I want to talk a bit about Vision AI because it might be a new term for some of you, and that's indeed what we do. Vision AI is all AI that works with visual data, be it images, videos, anything like that, right? You might be most familiar with it from autonomous driving, where you see cars driving themselves. But the use cases for it is unlimited. So today it's being used in everything from finding insects in agricultural fields to improving recycling plants. You can even use it to do early cancer detection in the medical space. To do so, you need three things. The first is raw data, of course, images, videos. The second is labels or annotations on that data, marking out what, where, and how you want an AI to understand something. And with that data, you can then train a model. So it sounds fairly simple, but Vision AI has a huge failure rate. 80% of all projects never make it to production. Our mission in Hasty is to change that to 0%. But why do projects fail? To explain that, let's go to the origin of Hasty. So we started building AI for German manufacturers. And we felt the pain point ourselves of not getting AI into production environments. From our perspective, there are three problems that held us back then and are still holding back teams. And the first one of those are manual work needed. So much of the work in AI is being done completely manually. Everything from labeling images to doing quality assurance. All that's still being done without any automation today, and still not being close to get the data they need in terms of quantity and quality. The second thing is a lack of feedback. So most AI development is being done using waterfall processes. If you think about AI, it's sort of a black box technology, right? You don't know what will work until it works. So you have a massive problem if you do a waterfall process because you don't get feedback on what works and what doesn't until it's too late to change. It's too late to course correct. The third thing is the fragmented software landscape. So simply put, there are too many tools in AI, ML, MLOps today. There's one for everything, but integrations between them are a problem. This leads to companies often building Franken-suite solutions. So a bit like Frankenstein's monster. You take a tool here, you take a tool here, you stitch it together, and you sort of hope it works. Oftentimes this means very high maintenance costs. It means that you lose focus from what you're trying to do, and can be quite an expensive issue. To tackle these problems, we created Hasty. So what we do is automate up to 90% of all the manual work that you do when creating AI. We call it using AI to build AI. Important to know is that we train custom models for every project. We do this automatically. We don't use pre-labeling, we don't use transfer learning. We tried it and weren't happy with the results. How it works for you as a user is, if we start with annotation, that you start by annotating manually. We train a model automatically, you can bring your own model too, and you can see what the model sees on specific data points and accept suggestions either one by one or accepting all. So here we use a human-in-the-loop approach. Every time you add 20% more data, we retrain our models. This means you get higher and higher levels of automation the more data you create, letting you create more data faster, giving you higher and higher levels of automation. So we have this virtuous cycle going on. In the end, you'll be able to batch process thousands of data points in 2 clicks. On the QA side, we're using state-of-the-art AI to review your data and look for potential problems. We can find missing annotations, we can find artifacts, wrong classes, essentially all these things that you struggle finding yourself, right? This leads to a reduced cost of QA with 35x compared with what you would do today with the most commonly used tools. We also give you feedback throughout the development process. So you always see what AI models are seeing, and you do that constantly when labeling. You understand what works and what doesn't work. With that, you're able to adapt your strategy. So when you think about that big, scary monster of the Franken suite coming to eat your project to make sure you're not successful, compare that with what we offer. We have everything in one place. For data security and privacy, we only use your data to benefit you. It's in our terms and services. You can go read it if you want. Not the most fun read, but it's there. To summarize, we can help you with automating 90% of the work needed to build and optimize your data. We can reduce time to deployment by 40%. And we can take care of that big, scary Frankenstein's monster and make sure that's not a problem you'll encounter. And we can do all of the above while ensuring that your data and models are staying safe and secure. For everyone that's interested, you can sign up for a free 2-month trial. You can do that today. Thank you so much for supporting us. I hope you enjoyed this video. Oh, and one more thing. So today with our Product Hunt launch, we are making all data labeling automation completely free for all users. Something for our competitors.